right, everyone. So welcome to the December edition of the Rotary E-Club of Southeast USA and Caribbean, our lovely Zoom meeting. This is what we call our annual meeting as prescribed by RI that every Rotary Club needs to have an annual meeting by December. And so here we are. Normally on these meetings, we go ahead and elect or announce our executives for the next Rotary year. Last month, during the board meeting, we went ahead and decided on those officers. I guess without further ado, he's not on yet. Paul Grogan will be our president for next year. He's our president-elect. I'm going to stay on as secretary. Malona will be then vice president because we do things backwards. Anyway, Michelle will stay on as treasurer, hopefully. She's doing a great job. And then we've got not officers per se, but the people in important positions. Will Miller is going to stay on as a membership chair, but we are looking for somebody that he can bring along to really work with him. And Vince as foundation chair, again, as looking for somebody that we can bring into the club or that is in the club that can work with him and really do a good job working with the Rotary Foundation. So far in this meeting, we have 3 new members total, 2 active and 1 honorary, and our 2 new active members are on right now. Will, can you, as membership chair, can you introduce each one? I'm going to kind of put you both on the hot seat, but since we're recording this and not every club member is going to be on the meeting tonight, we would love to hear a little bit more about you and yeah, let our club members know what's what. Go ahead, Will.
All right. I'm very pleased to introduce 2 new members who have joined us as active Rotarians, David Chapman and Eddie Susan. And I am going to, and then Rick Anderson, who has joined us as an honorary member and may consider transferring from his current club to us later on. So if Eddie, you could unmute yourself and just give us the quick synopsis of your awesome self and accomplishments.
Okay. Yes. So my name is D. Susan. I'm a 3rd generation Rotarian. My grandfather was a past Rotary International director. I might have a 2-year-old guest appearing in the screen in a second. It's bedtime here.
That's the one with a stick.
Yes, the one with the stick. Let's see. I own a marketing software company. I broke a few international records for marketing, including one held by Steve Jobs. Fastest I've grown a startup is from idea on paper to 108 million in sales in less than 5 years. That company now does 50 million a year in sales transaction volume. My specialty is organic marketing. Recently, I was hired to write a marketing textbook, and I have an international media company. I'm a 5th generation real estate investor. So essentially what happens with the real estate cycles, they're long, and then I usually end up working on marketing projects between things. But yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and I built the software company from scratch. So anytime you guys need help with marketing tech stuff, that's my area of expertise. I am not good at video editing. Please don't ask me to do that. It would be a great disservice to you. I cannot do that for my life. I use AI to do that. Yeah.
So great. Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah.
David, you want to unmute yourself there? And
Yep. Hi, I'm David Chapman. I'm new to the Rotary, and I've been doing IT technical support throughout my career at some decent companies like Fidelity Investments, EMC Corporation, and Dell Technologies. I have been using my technology skills for good, not evil. Done a lot of I've seen a lot of everything since the late 90s, and now I live in Citrus County after living in the Boston area since I was 50. My thing I do on my spare time is there's a family recovery / shelter in Citrus County called The Path, and I'm on the steering committee for his he's expanding the Path, and it's the Path is a organization that allows people that are kind of down and out to come in and correct their lives with a structured program that is highly effective and has been a raving success in Citrus County. And so I'm helping them with the getting the word out to the new project that's going on, where they're taking over 83 acres, and they're going to put housing on there for the people that come out of the program, since there's not many places that they can afford. So that is what I do in my spare time. You could say that my last job was with Dell. Dell's had a restructuring, so I get to start a consulting firm now. So thanks to that. So that is on my agenda next, is to start a consulting firm and or a managed service provider from the ground up.
Are you a hardware guy or software?
I'm everything.
So you would be a fractional CTO?
Okay, no. Well, it depends, right? It depends. So, but yes, fractional CTO, fractional consulting.
Yeah. So I do fractional CMO work. Yeah. So I'm quite familiar. There's probably some people that I work with that would bring someone like you on as well.
No, definitely.
Packages.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, that'd be great. When Dell came in to go into the cloud, they picked me, and I brought them into the cloud in 2018. So everything was on-prem. So I don't want to digress and take over the meeting, but we should definitely connect.
Yeah.
cool. Okay. Let me just say one thing about incoming President Paul Grogan, who will take over 1 July. Paul's a sea captain, and frequently at sea, doing such cool things as laying cables and helping to install offshore wind power, and I don't know what else.
Well,
But,
he's on, so we can ask him to talk
yeah,
a little bit about himself.
Paul, are you on land or sea right now? Need to unmute there.
Looks like he's in space.
Have to speak. Okay, am I here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Well, I'm just out having dinner with my wife and daughter, but yeah, she's in space with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got an offer last week to do like a 1-week stint with SpaceX, and then the offer I got earlier today was either to go to Guam or Alaska for 60 days.
Wow.
So offers are all around the world, all different types of tasks.
Yeah.
So I'm incredibly grateful for that. And the good part is I can go wherever they ask me to go. But
Yeah.
what I couldn't do before E-Club was go to the meetings.
Well, we're
So
with you.
I'm really stoked about, being part.
Oh,
Uh-oh,
and we lost him.
lost him.
He'll be back.
Okay, yeah. Well, Paul's a neat guy, as are
Right. Well,
all of our folks, so. Okay, back to you, Alicia.
okay, well, so that's the kind of the gist of our club. We do have a district grant in process. If Vince, I'll put you on the hot seat now. Your turn. If you want to talk a little bit about our grant.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Our President Malona brought the idea to us and asked for us to write a grant proposal, and we were fortunate that we were accepted. I will tell you that every club that applied, and there were over 20, I believe, in the district, did receive some money. Now, we all received amounts at different levels than what we asked for. So it was a little less, and we're working out the difference in other ways. It just as every other club does. It was a daunting task. They had so many worthy projects, and I'm very pleased that their decision was to give money to everybody rather than say we're going to give these clubs their full amount and not give anything to other clubs. So anyway, having said that, it is basically a learning and literacy program at a school in Ivory Coast in Africa, where our president is from, Malona, and we're working with a club in Ivory Coast and a educational institution that has provided laptop computers, and they work with the students on an enrichment and self-awareness and education program. And we are spending money on training the trainers, if you will. And there's a cadre of experts that are lined up through this organization that are available to do that. And the organization is a partner. They have paid for computers. We also have a club in Ivory Coast and another one, I believe, Alicia, correct me if I'm wrong, in Togo.
Yes.
Has now joined the process and is actually putting in some money. And we have a third partner, the club of Indian Rocks Beach, where our assistant governor for the district is a member. And they were actually listed on the grant application with the club in Ivory Coast. Togo was not, because they just joined, and the application process culminated in May. So we were notified before the end of the Rotary year. They will be in the final report, of course.
Right.
So the computers were purchased early, and now we're in the phase, I believe, of the trainers learning their part, and then commencing the program to actually educate the students. We'll go as far as the money can take us. Most of the money was for training the trainers and the registrations. So we just had to balance that based on the amount of money that the district gave us and how much we pledged and how much the other clubs are giving us, which is probably in total, I'm going to guess, between Ivory Coast, Togo, and Indian Rocks Beach in the $500 to $600 range. We're putting in several thousand, and the district gave us, I believe, a little under 2,000.
Right.
We had asked for close to 3,000. So we're going to make it up in different ways, maybe by pledging a little more, getting other clubs, or cutting down on the amount of trainers that we would bring into the program. We really don't want to cut the amount of students, but that's still a work in progress. So that's pretty much it. And as you know, literacy is one of the areas in Rotary's main 7 areas of focus.
Yeah. And that is, our club has 2 foci, and the primary one is basic education and literacy. The secondary is the environment. We have, even though our funds from district, we're not as much as we hoped for. We still have enough funds to, along with the club coming in from Togo and the club giving from Indian Rocks Beach, we have enough money right now to service 32 students.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
So-
it's that high. So, yeah.
So we're
Mhm.
we're good on that. We'd like more, but there's so much need out there for so many projects and so many entities, and then you throw 2 hurricanes in, and the thing is, we're doing an amazing job. This is, like I said, this is one of the first times that I know of that this club has even applied for a district grant. We ask for annual membership dues at a relatively high rate, because a lot of that money does go into fundraising for projects. We don't have a dinner, breakfast, lunch cost. We do support other entities like Rotary's Camp Florida. But yeah, it works a little differently, but I'm very glad that we have this district grant. It's been a challenge. You cannot send money directly to anybody in the Ivory Coast, so I'm really glad that this Rotary Club in Togo has come on board, because they're helping us facilitate. Yes, Will.
Yes, I just wanted to follow up on that and add that historically, our E-Club has participated in pretty much the full scope of Rotary activities. I mean, when a hurricane wiped out a school and their entire computer lab in the
Dominica.
island of Dominica, we stepped in and replaced their computer lab. That was a grant along with some other major supporters. If it's a Rotary area focus, generally we touch it in some manner. And even though we're not a huge 120 member club, we have really an oversized impact, and we provide that special advantage to other clubs in that, as Alicia said, we don't have the meal costs, but we do have the flexibility to be anywhere in the world you go where you've got an internet connection.
Yeah, we
So-
are, they call it Rotary International, and it is. I mean, there are clubs internationally. But there's 500, last time I checked, there's roughly 530 E-clubs in the world.
Over about what, 35,000 clubs total.
Closer to 40,000, but and there are passport clubs, which are a relatively new thing, but we're unique, and we have amazing potential. And then when we can bring members on board, like you see here, that have expertise in so many different areas and are living in so many different areas of the world, it's really pretty cool. I mean, my goodness, Michelle's in Puerto Rico right now. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, Roseanne's at sea.
And Roseanne's at sea. So I mean, hey, Roseanne, do you mind, since you are here visiting, she is a visiting Rotarian, as you can see, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, sure. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I've been a Rotarian for 24 years at Rotary Club of Flagler Beach, which is District 6970. I'm a very active Rotarian. I've probably written 15 grants over the years. I'm very passionate about service. Right when I joined Rotary, I founded a project that provides Christmas toys and gifts for now over 1,000 children every year that Rotary Club of Flagler Beach has taken on as its big service project. And that has morphed into providing healthy groceries for the Northwest Volusia County, which is Flagler's neighboring county. And there's a lot of it's a very agricultural community, a lot of farm workers, and just a lot of poverty that you don't usually see in the United States, like third world poverty. And we have taken on that community, and we provide healthy groceries for 400 people every month. So I head that up. Just service is my thing. Professionally, my husband and I sold our company 10 years ago and retired, but our company that we founded and had for 25 years was called Tee Times USA. It still is. It's a golf booking tee time online service that if you golf, you know about it. That was us. And since we sold Tee Times USA, we just travel a lot. Travel is our passion. Love to sail, love to ski, love to windsurf. We're just very active, and that pretty much sums it up. 3 kids. They live in all different places in the country. Recently became a grandma. So, so that's it. Yeah.
That's
But
great,
very
Rosie.
interested in your club, because obviously I'm just not there in Flagler Beach enough to attend weekly meetings. So
Yeah, well, Roseanne, we're glad to have you. And mentioning food during COVID, we got word that migrant farm workers up in the citrus area suddenly were without work, without money, and the food banks were running out of food. And so our club, among others, stepped up and helped restock the food bank so that those migrant workers and their families would have food and could help make it through that really hard period. So we help the people that help us have food in Florida and the rest of the world.
yes.
So cool.
Yeah, and that's good. My father and I are well, we're agriculturalists. I'm a botanist, but he and I are working on a publication for Bowling Green State University on food production. So it's a whole lab-based class. So that's kind of cool. I like, I like the connection there. And I'm going to be a first-time grandma in February. So yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. I had 4 weddings this past year from June to middle of last month, and my 2 sons and then my twin nieces kind of sandwiched in between, and then the grandma thing. And yeah, that's for me, that's why this club works so well, is I have my own home-based or remote-based business. I work with seasonal residents down here, help them get their places set up for right before when they come down, so they can walk into their place and they're fine. But my true love is botany, is plants and food production. So
Oh, wow.
that's cool. So okay, anything else that anybody would like to talk about? Like I said, I am continuing to work on a really international, I would say, cookbook. I think I'm going to actually start posting the recipes on the bulletin, on the club bulletin, which is be kind of fun. But if there's anything else, this is usually a short meeting in December.
Oh, One quick question. Roseanne, does Alicia have your email address so we can get you some more information and keep in touch?
Yes,
Okay, great.
yes, because
I'll-
she emailed me the link.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
I'll get you some more information. So.
Okay.
Hey guys, I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to mention, Alicia, I had the real pleasure. I sent you the PowerPoints. Did you see it? Did you
I
get
have
the
not
PowerPoint?
yet. I've been,
Oh, okay.
but I will.
Well, real fast, and we could put it together for next time.
Mhm.
I was on the Zone 3334. Sorry for the connection. Meeting last week with the leadership for marketing throughout the zone. So the director and the assistant director, the from
Yeah, you're breaking up real bad, Andy.
lower. Okay, hold on. Just getting out of the elevator. Give me a minute here. You'll hear me. So long story short, I spoke about our club and everything like that. And the good news is we're meeting soon with the director, and they've asked me to be part of the. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
you're good.
Be part of the subcommittee for Zone 3334, working on podcasts with Rotary. So, because I do it a lot. So we're going to be looking at how we can do podcasts with Rotary International, with our clubs. And I'll get back to you on that because it's going to be really exciting. And they want me to help them take the lead on that.
That's cool. Good. Yeah. Definitely keep us informed.
So, and I sent you and Maloney and Will, you can look at it. I did screenshots from the whole meeting and, the whole thing, working with the marketing, the PR, with foundation, with everything. So when you get a chance, look at it. Maybe when we have our meeting in January, we could put together a PowerPoint. I could more about it. And hopefully by the time, maybe I will meet with the directors and know what they want to do with that. But I want to share with you, excited getting on the call and working on that.
Okay, great. Speaking of our January meeting, Andy Hammond, who is our vocational service chairperson for the club, has reached out to me and asked if anyone can help identify an outstanding member of their respective community, this is really cool since we belong to so many, different communities per member. And like I said, identify an outstanding member, contact them and see if they would be willing to talk to the club. Because it would be for a January meeting. That is.
Alicia, you talking about a Rotary member or a member of the community?
No, member of the community. It's our vocational service. So Andy Hammond has been outstanding in finding people to talk to our club. He just hasn't been able to identify anyone as of right now, and that's fine. I mean, we need to reach out to other members and other communities to see and identify them. Part of our
It's
thing
vocation as a service.
for vocational service.
Okay, so my dad's a commercial architect. He worked on a project with the Rotary clubs in Ridgewood, partnered with the Rotary Club in Haiti to put together, they took this orphanage and they changed it into a compound, and they gave the boys like a miniature farm with produce, pet. And so when the boys got old enough, they became farmers and they expanded it into like a community.
Cool.
Do you want to talk about that?
That would be awesome.
What's the date?
It's going to be the first Tuesday in January. So
Hey, can you tell me
7th.
the Rotary meeting on
Yeah.
January 7th?
January 7th. Yeah, just go ahead and email me with the particulars and then I can get it set up. if you would
About the project in Haiti.
do that, sure. That would be wonderful.
Of course.
Great, thank you. Okay.
Alicia,
Yes,
am I correct that you have a birthday coming up in about 3 days?
yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Birthday.
Thank you.
Alicia, what is your birthday? Is it Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
Okay, mine's Thursday.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, well, from one Sag to the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew I liked you. Well, we need to talk some more.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. So as many of you know, it's taken me, it took me a little over a year, but we did change our club platforms from Club Express to Club Runner. I really enjoy Club Runner. It's got some quirks that I'm still trying to work around. But I do the bulletin every other week, usually. Unless family comes in, it gets involved. But I would love to have club members send me stories, send me information about what y'all are doing that is related, to Rotary, service projects, projects you're doing in the community, maybe something that other Rotarians are doing. This is the kind of stuff that I would like to share, and those bulletins are, these Zoom meetings are extra. Our bulletins are actually our club meetings, and I really want to get everybody much more involved with them. So yeah. There you go. So send me anything. Dick Schultz, who's not on tonight, he's a post-polio syndrome right now is a survivor. He joined our club because of that, because he's not mobile. Sends me stuff on a monthly basis. And I know a lot of you that if you've opened up the bulletins and read them, most likely you will see something that's polio or post-polio related. Rotary's Camp Florida, one of our club members, Liz Fields, was she's the past CEO of Rotary's Camp Florida, which is in Brandon. If you're not familiar with Rotary's Camp Florida, it is a camp started by Rotary clubs and Rotarians for the sole purpose of providing a place for children with cancer to go and have camp. It's a 22-acre facility, outdoor, well, it's outdoor, indoor, located in the heart of Brandon, Florida. Anyway, sometimes I will post stuff from the camp. But I definitely welcome any news from y'all. Yeah. All right. Anything else that anybody would like to add? Paul, you kind of got cut off when we lost your connection. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, how can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to take note. I went to the meeting last night with the 33-34 zone about the evacuation or recovery grants. And they said they had over $1 million available. And I think they were allocating programs that needed $25,000 or less. So I think there's still an opportunity to get some of that. I talked, 6950 was one of the speakers. I think it was Derek. And he
Okay.
was talking about privately in a chat about mucking out people's houses on the Withlacoochee River. And something that we have to consider is that these river homes, which my brother is one of them, they actually are still flooded. So while the coastline is recovering and still have, they're already putting up new walls, 10 to 15 days later, the inland rivers, and the same is going on with the mountains. So what happens is when the Missouri River floods, it doesn't affect the Mississippi River or South Louisiana for about 15 to 20 days afterwards. And the same effect has happened here in Florida. So just keep that in mind. And, when we're raising funds for any kind of relief in the 695 area, which got hit pretty hard, those are some concerns that are being addressed by some of the local Rotaries. I've also visited the Rotary that did a downtown Christmas light show. We'll be participating in that. And we, whenever we have a Rotary event in our area where they're putting on festivals, I try to go to those with my pin on my collar and say hello and encourage them. And I think the E-Club is perfect for spot visits from people that don't normally go to their clubs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Paul. We definitely, like we've mentioned and definitely stressed, our members right now, we're about 25 strong, and we represent at least 15 different districts, personally. That's a good reach for our club members to get involved, and we definitely encourage our members to go to what we call affectionately a Terra Club at least once a quarter and get involved. That's a good way to, it's a wonderful way to connect. And by connecting with the kind of reach we have, we can make a, even a bigger difference. So that's good. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Anything else for the good of the club tonight? Okay. Well, so with that being said, I said this is usually a quick meeting. Michelle, if you don't mind, after we're done, if you don't mind hanging in there, because we've got a couple things, just minor charges and whatnot to add to the fun of the Treasury report. So
Absolutely.
okay, and we're going to have a board meeting this evening. I think we're pretty good with tonight. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this evening with the 4-way test. Is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it fair
Is
to
it fair
all?
all concerned?
Will
Will
their friendship
Friendships.
Will it be beneficial?
Be beneficial to all
concerned.
And is it
the
fun?
reason somebody threw in, will it be fun? Is it fun? Well, of course, we always have fun. So, and Roseanne, if you don't mind sticking on for a minute, I would love to talk to you a little bit more.
Bye, everyone.
Nothing but time.
All right.
Me and the stars.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
for being here.
everyone.
Good night. Okay.
Nice meeting